Heavenly Father, we are grateful for your presence among us today. We ask your blessing on these proceedings, and especially these two young men, Quinn and Matthew. Bless them and keep them. Help make them grateful for this wonderful honor that they so richly deserve, that they have earned. Keep them cognizant of the fact that they should mentor those that come after and move forward today in the best conditions of scouting. We're proud of them. We hope the best for them, and we ask your blessing on their families, on their friends, and on the troop. It is in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Greg. Would Troop 200 Assistant Senior Patrol Leader Zachary Layton please come forward to our ceremony? Would all in attendance please rise for the presentation with honor? The tradition of our troop, we'd like to recognize all the Eagle Scouts in attendance here today. If you're an Eagle Scout, please stand. Thank you. Matthew and Quinn have been Scouts in the Troop 200 for 6 years and were led by 2 Scoutmasters, myself and Mr. Layton. Along with the present and past Assistant Scoutmasters, please stand and be recognized. Also help Matthew and Quinn and other scouts on the road to success in scouting. Please be recognized. If you've done a part in the troop. Troop 200 would like to thank you for your support of all these scouts and all their scouts. Our troop is successful because of the time and effort so many adults are putting into making a positive difference in the lives of these young men. Now, by the power vested in me in the National Council of Boy Scouts of America, I declare this Court of Honor to be for the sole purpose of presenting the Eagle Scout Award to Matthew Layton and Quinn Nibert. Will the Eagle candidates Quinn Nibert and Matthew Layton please come forward, escorted by Eagle Scouts Daniel Tice, Alex Hardy, Aaron Beard, Andrew Layton,
I speak for the Eagles whose summit you have struggled so hard to reach. We remember well when you first came to the base of our mountain and how you looked up with ambition and determination. Pause for a moment and look back over the trail you have climbed. Look back at the adventures you have encountered on your ascent. These experiences are a valuable teacher if you but heed them. We remember when you took your first steps upon the Boy Scout trail. With your first step, you began to start living the Scout oath and law. You began to build yourself physically, mentally, and morally. Your brother Scouts then called you a tenderfoot, and they were right, for you were indeed a tenderfoot. But not for long, for as you climbed, you soon reached a turning in the trail, and you were greeted by a large group of friendly second-class Scouts. Some, like yourself, were stopping to catch their breath before continuing along the trail. But you studied more, you worked harder, you continued your climb, and soon came to another turning, the place where first-class Scouts dwell. There you found a green flowered meadow close by a crystal clear stream, sparkling in the sunshine. Many other Scouts rested beside the murmuring waters. You were tempted to remain, but your ambition spurred you, and you continued your upward venture. We next remember your progress when you turned the trail to become a Star Scout. You found the trail from first class had become an optical illusion and not so difficult as it had first seemed. This inspired you to push onward, to climb higher, but now the trail was steeper and less traveled. Fewer Scouts seemed headed in your direction. You looked back and saw crowds below you. You looked up and saw very few above. Yet with the same determination as you started your climb, now enhanced by experience and firm resolve, you continue to push up the trail. Soon, you turned another corner on the trail, and the heart-shaped badge of the Life Scout was placed on your uniform. You will always recall the thoughts in your heart at this moment. It has been experienced by all Scouts reaching the ledge of life. Now I am close to the eagle. I will carry on. But the trail now grows tougher and fainter. Many seem to falter along the way. The original simple principles of the Scout Oath and Law take on a fuller meaning as your understanding grows greater. We have watched your character unfold and become manlier. We have watched your leadership ability expand into a valuable asset. We have watched your mind develop and your wisdom increase. Yes, we have watched all these things in you. And now that you are standing at the summit of the trail, in the glory of sunshine and wind and cloud at the threshold of your goal, we applaud you and welcome you, for you have done your climbing in a true Scout-like manner.
In order to help you understand the qualifications of the Eagle Scout, I'd like to have Dr. Singh come up and read a little bit about how hard it is.
Thank you. Thank you. The awarding of the Eagle Badge is an important and serious occasion, climax and goal on which a Scout works for many years, an occasion of pride and joy, and a time for serious contemplation. It's a culmination of the efforts of these two young men. The Eagle Award is the highest and most coveted rank in Scouting, and the last major step in the advancement program. The requirements for the Eagle rank are as follows. Earn 21 merit badges, including 12 per required. Serve actively in a troop leadership position for a period of 6 months after becoming a Life Scout. Flag, develop and carry out a service project worthy of Eagle Scout. Appear before a board of review of prominent persons and satisfy them that you have done your best to understand and live up to the Scout oath and law, and in all ways, of the Eagle Scout Award. Of any 100 boys who become Scouts, it must be confessed that 30 drop out in the first year. Perhaps this may be regarded as a failure, but in later life, all of these will remember Scouting and will speak highly of the program. Of the 100, Only rarely will one ever appear in juvenile court. 12 of the 100 will come from families that have no church affiliation in Blue Scouting. These 12 and many of their families will be brought into contact with the church and will continue to be active in their lives. 6 of the 100 will become pastors. Each of the 100 will learn something from Scouting and will develop hobbies that will add interest throughout the rest of their lives. Approximately one-half will serve in the military, and to varying degrees profit from their Scout training. At least one will use their training to save other people's lives, and many will credit it for saving their life. The 4 boys in America who become Scouts. 1 in 4 boys in America will become Scouts. It is interesting to know that the leaders in the nation, business, religion, politics, 3 out of 4 were Scouts. The story will never end. On the golden heavenly service dropped in a human sea, it will continue to radiate ever-widening circles, influencing the character of men. A few notable Eagle Scouts include Attorney General Jeff Sessions, Brad Gracie, Legend, Big Daddy, John Roberts, Florida Governor Rick Scott, Baltimore Ravens tight end Dennis Pickett, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, and race car driver William Byron. Today we honor 2 of these 4 Scouts. Thank you.
Adult leaders have carefully examined Matthew and Quinn's qualifications for the Eagle Scout Award. To describe the qualification for Quinn, will Colin Nibert, Quinn's older brother and 200 Eagle Scout, please come forward. Congratulations, guys. Quinn has demonstrated proficiency in various crafts and skills prescribed for the Eagle range. The records and merit badges he has earned have been certified by the counselors of Quinn. He has earned the 13 required badges plus 12 elected badges for a total of 25 merit badges. Quinn's elected badges reflect his interest in shooting sports and outdoor activities. Quinn started his scouting journey in 1st grade as a Tiger Cub in Pack 207 here at St. Michael's. His favorite Cub Scout camp out was aboard the aircraft carrier Yorktown in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Quinn was active in Cub Scouts, attending all possible events, including many podium finishes at Island Derby racing events, demonstrated college art, and dropping off bags and houses for scouting to do. Quinn earned Cub Scouts' highest honor, the Arrow Light, and joined Troop 200 after that. While a part of Troop 200, Quinn attended Woodruff and Daniel Boone's summer camp, where shooting and water sports activities were the draw. Quinn attended the big trip to the Summit area of Western Virginia, where he learned how to whitewater raft in a ducky at the age of 12, as well as the true meaning of her hip rank hazard privileges, as the only fresh egg on the trip. Quinn's Eagle Scout beneficiary was the Association of Christian Youth Sports, whose mission is to glorify by developing and operating sports programs based on biblical principles where young people can learn the Christian values by participating in healthy, competitive sports environment. The project was to create 4 weather-tight, secure storage areas out in the field at Trotter Park, where sporting equipment can be securely staged for practices and events. Quinn repurposed the large job site storage boxes by sanding, painting, putting the ACOIS blue logo on top, and updating and locking the mechanisms, and installing them on throughout the playing field at Trotter Park. Quinn also served in the leadership positions in Troop 200 as then Chief, Scribe, and Patrol Leader. Thank you all, and now to Mr. Van. I'd like to call up Andrew Layton, older brother of Troop 200 Eagle Scout, and to describe this.
Matthew has demonstrated proficiency in the various crafts and skills prescribed for the Eagle rank. Records of merit badges he has earned have been certified by the counselors employed. He has earned the 13 required badges plus 14 elective badges for a total of 27 merit badges. Matthew's elective badges reflect his interests in shooting sports and outdoor recreation. Matthew began scouting here at St. Michael's with Pack 207 in first grade. He was a Cub Scout for 5 years. Matthew slept on an aircraft carrier in Yorktown and camped at the Central Florida Zoo, Mead Gardens, and Camp Lendochi. He marched in many Edgewater homecoming parades and raced in 5 Pinewood Derbies. Matthew earned Cub Scouts' highest honor, the Arrow of Light. As a Boy Scout, Matthew camped in many places around Florida and viewed on many of its waterways. He went to summer camp twice at Camp Woodruff in Georgia and once at Camp Daniel Boone in North Carolina. His favorite activities at camp were rifle shooting and rafting down the white waters of the Coe River. Matthew's scout career was formed and developed during his first 2 years by Mr. David Mann. He is also grateful for the guidance of his second master, our dad, Mr. Paul Layton. In addition to the Scoutmasters, Matthew was also led by the direction and gentle guidance of Dr. Dill Singh, Mr. Doug Dill, and Mr. Ron Nibert. For Matthew's Eagle Scout project, he chose to help out an organization called the Micah Center, which is sponsored by his church, Church on the Drive, here in College Park. The Micah Center is located in St. Petersburg and offers after-school literacy programs for children in the neighborhood. The center also provides after-school care for low-income families. Matthew's project involved installing 275 feet of chain link fence around the parking area of the center, which is also where the kids play after school. Matthew raised money for the project by sending letters to family and friends. He then organized his fellow scouts to camp in St. Petersburg for the weekend and to install the fencing. Matthew served in leadership positions in Troop 200 as Den Chief, Quartermaster, Patrol Leader, and finished as Assistant Senior Patrol Leader.
Very much. At this time, I'd like Quinn Nibert to escort his parents to the front. We now proclaim to the entire world your accomplishments. The symbol of your success is the Eagle Badge and Neckerchief. I'd like to present this order to your parents. I'm going to put this neckerchief around this. You can option the voice. When in recognition of the many hours of patient guidance given by your mother on your efforts, will you pin the Eagle Mother's pin over your mother's heart? Also, in recognition of the wisdom and guidance given to you by your father, will you present the Eagle pin, which you will be proud to wear in his honor. This is the second Eagle. Thank you. Eagle applicant Matthew Layton, please escort your parents to the front to receive your Eagle neckerchief. Now we proclaim to the entire world your accomplishments. The symbol of your success is the Eagle Badge and neckerchief, and I present this parents return on your name. Matthew, in recognition of the many hours of patience, guidance given by the mother, of all your efforts, patience on all the camping trips that all your family have been on, will you please pin the Eagle Mother's pin over your mother's heart? Also in recognition of the wisdom and guidance given to your father, true to 100, the biggest giver, will you please present the Eagle pin and be proud to wear it? And I did Layton, please escort your parents back to their seats and return to the car. Congratulations. Quinn would now like to present their mentor pins to people who have guided and helped him since he entered 200 in the 5th grade. Quinn, you can present your pins.
I'd like to give my first mentor pin to Lori Morgan. She's like a second mom to me. And she's really guided me through tough times. She's really been there for everything.
This is longer long.
And my third and final mentor pin, I'd like to give myself my college. I've been there for me since 1st grade, and never turned it back on myself.
Thank you, Quinn. Matthew.
He's always been there, pushing me harder, better. And I thank him for that. He's always been there, it's okay. Another person that talks to you about scouts, other than my dad.
campouts, canoeing trips, you name it, he's been there. I really appreciate all of you. Last one, but surely not least, is Heather Nibert. As any Eagle Scout in this troop knows, Miss Nibert is what really makes it possible for all of us. She's there to help us with the endless paperwork, making sure to get these things done. Quinn and I have been talking a long time about having the ceremony together, probably since we were 13 or 14 years old. Quinn got his Eagle a little bit before I did. And after he got his, Miss Nibert was there to make sure that I was following him up because we needed to get the ceremony done.
At this time, I'd like to call Mr. Troy Layton, your 200 Eagle Scout, brother of Scoutmaster Paul Layton, and Uncle Matt. Please come forward and administer the Eagle Scout Challenge.
The foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. He knows that a scout is trustworthy. It's the very first point of the Scout law for a good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably, not only because honor is important to him, but because of the vital significance of the example it sets forth for others. Living honorably reflects credit on his home, his church, his troop, and his community. May the white of the Eagle badge remind you to always live with honor. The second obligation of the Eagle Scout is loyalty. The Scout is true to his family, Scout leaders, friends, schools, and nation. His loyalty to his troop and brother Scouts makes him pitch in, care, and share with them. All of these help build loyalty that means devotion to community, to country, to one's ideals, and to God. Let the blue of the badge always inspire everyone. The third obligation of the Eagle Scout is courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which men measure themselves to others. To a Scout, bravery means not only courage to face physical danger, but also the determination to stand up for what's right. Trusting God with faith in his fellow man, looks forward to each day, seeking his share of the world's work. Let the red of the Eagle badge remind you of courage. The fourth obligation of the Eagle Scout is to be cheerful. To remind the Eagle Scout, always wear a smile. The red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the second-class Scout Award, which has its ends up, turned up, and smiling. The final responsibility of the Eagle Scout is service. The Eagle Scout extends a helping hand to those who are still toiling up the scouting's trail, just as others help Matthew and Quinn climb to the Eagle. The performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning, which enters a more difficult adult life of continuing service to others. The Eagle stands as a protector of the weak and helpless. He aids and comforts the unfortunate and oppressed. He holds the rights of others while defending his own. He will always be prepared to do his best. Matthew and Quinn deserve much of the credit for achieving Scouting's highest award. But where the award would humility, ever mindful of the Eagle Scout is looked up upon as an example. May the Scout oath and the Scout law be your guide toward tomorrow.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call on Mr. Ed Piatowski, Eagle Scout, former Troop 200 Scoutmaster, and father of Troop 200 Eagle Scout, Dick Piatowski.
Matthew and Quinn, I now have the honor of giving you the Eagle Scout charge. The Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most meaningful and significant movements in world history. You've been judged by the Boy Scouts of America as worthy of this honor. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are marked men. As Eagle Scouts, you have assumed the solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great and profound undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother Scouts. America has many good things to offer you and your children, but those good things depend primarily on the character of her citizens. You are to help her in all that she needs most. She has a great past. You are here to make her future greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader and lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and your fellow men. Live and serve that those who know you will be inspired to the finest living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to gain unearned selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and abilities to building America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, citizenship, reverence for God, and whatever others may do, that you will leave behind a record of which every Scout will be proud.
We've heard a lot about Matthew and Quinn and what it takes to be an Eagle Scout. Now it's time to hear from our newest Eagle Scout. Let's start with Matthew.
First of all, I just want to thank all of you for being here today. It's an honor to me. When I was thinking what I wanted to say today, I thought about all the camping trips, doing trips, building fires, going to the woods, working with my other Scouts. But I want to talk about something a little different. Talk about everything the Scout program has on. When I was just starting Troop 200, I lived two separate lives. I lived life at school, sports, whatever else, and then the one at Scouts, right? Because I didn't want to be seen as the nerdy, nerd-bad-loving kid that everybody has, or at least that I thought that they had. But, my dad, talked to me, and he said, well, how many kids your age know how to build a fire using a 9-volt battery? Or how many kids know any other knot besides the one with their shoelaces? Or how many of them know how to lead a group of kids like you do? That resonated with me. The scouting program has taught me so many valuable lessons. And it's not the ones of building a fire and pitching a tent. Those aren't the important ones. The ones that has taught me are the 13 points of the Scout Law. It's taught me to live in a more Scout-like way that everyone knows I need to live. Within the scouting program, I've had many people that have taught me how to live those ways. First, my parents, Melissa and Paul. They've spent hours and hours and hours putting in time to make my scouting career better, to make these young men's scouting career better. I appreciate that. My mom's always been there though for that wisdom and patience when I start getting down about doing some merit guides or whatever else. She's been there to look at me, encourage me to keep going and push through. The next few people I'd like to thank are my brothers Andrew and Zach, and my extended family for all the love and patience they've had with me and the guidance that they've given. Next people are my assistant scoutmasters, present and past. All have played a significant role, and I appreciate every bit of it. And then the last people I'd like to thank are my fellow scouts. You guys, my project, all these merit badges, this camp outs would have been possible without you, and I appreciate it very much. Once again, thank you for being here.
I'd just like to thank everybody that came here to the ceremony. I really appreciate it. I'd like to thank all of my assistant scoutmasters, anyone that signed off on my merit badges, all over the street. And we're going to miss all the campouts, we're going to miss having fun with the troop. Everything, all my memories, it's been amazing. And any of your friends who want to join the troop, it's amazing. It's been the best part of my life. Thank you.
This is a part of the program where we open it up to the audience for comments and memories of Matthew and Quinn. You don't have to be affiliated with Scouts if you have a comment here in the gallery. Just make sure that to keep it clean, this is my handout. Children are in attendance. Anybody like to open up? One of my memories of Quinn is one of the most memorable campouts. It's on the Santa Fe River, and Paul had a bunch of Cub Scouts, and Quinn was with us, and it was raining, and we were rafting, and we got lost throughout the area. We actually had Pietowski come and play rescue in the canoe, and actually had about 10 rafters behind it. And that was, I believe, your first camp out, both of your first camp outs. And I said, you know, it's going to get better than this. I assure you. And it rained quite a bit, and I remember your tent selection that first night was right on the pitch where you could see where all the rain would go. And I talked to Rod, and I said, yeah, he's going to learn. His tent got flooded, but that didn't deter him. I asked him the next morning, did you have fun? He said yes. Matthew, I can always just remember you with your father always being his right-hand man. I mean, right behind Andrew. And Zachary, I mean, you've been a real asset to this troop. And just keep up the good work. I challenge you both to live by those 13 points. Scout long. Anybody else? Okay.
Well, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming. It means a lot to me. I feel like a fish out of water on the side. You know, I don't have my uniform on, you know, but you know, this is only my second time sitting over here. You know, I sat over here for Andrew, and I'm sitting over here for Matthew. And you know, I wouldn't trade anything for it. You know, I brought these guys all the way from first grade. You know, they came in, you know, scouting for food. I'll never forget the scouting for food. Hey, you guys, when you put the bags out, don't run for people's yards. You know, try not to step in the flower beds, you know, in every house we went to. We ran through the flowers, you know, but you know what? The bottom line is we got the bag to the front door, and then the next week we picked up the food, you know, I mean, you just have to understand, it's like you're herding cats. but you know, we had a lot of fun doing that. We've been on a lot of campouts, you know. For the Scoutmaster's son, it's a little bit more difficult because, you know, you're practicing meals at home, you know, taste it, it's all right. You know, can we do this? We were camping in our backyard, we're trying stuff, you know. We come early, we stay late. It's tough to be a Scoutmaster's son, but you know what? They live through it. You know, he lived through it. And Quinn's been there too. Quinn's been there too with Mr. Nibert. You know, when we do things together, we have a lot of fun. You know, so I think these two guys are going to be fine Eagle Scouts, and I got one more to go. Mr. Tapper there. You know, so congratulations.
Today's been a special day. Thank you for all attending and participating in this wonderful event. Everyone's invited for refreshments in Quigley Hall, which is behind the sanctuary. St. Michael's Episcopal Church has sponsored Troop 200 for 58 years. The church has supported Matthew, Quinn, and many other scouts, and we'd like to thank them for their hospitality and generosity to Troop 200. Father Rick Naomi, Eric Olson, is here with us today, and I'd like to ask him to come forward and offer a benediction.
Try and take your place, Father Rick. He's got the at Dartmouth Park for the event down here.
Don't take a good look in here. He's my replacement.
No, we got a gap. I don't even know Weevil yet. He's going to be in 3rd grade, so we got a little bit of a gap there. But I'm the comeback back to us down there now. So I'm following in Paul's footsteps. So left in good shape. But we've got a good group of boys coming along to fill up the troop. So yeah. All right. Let us pray. Dear Lord, an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to another. A commitment to better scouting, where all may participate. A commitment to better citizenship, and a commitment to be an example of leadership to all. Bless all of Matthew and Quinn's future endeavors. Walk with them wherever their lives take them, and give them your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and your love. And may all of us gathered here be committed to scouting's ideals as shown in Scout Up and Scout Hall, instruct us to be better lives. Grant to them and to us that nurture them strength, patience, wisdom, and courage. Lend to them and their leaders your loving blessing this day and evermore. And God be with us all until we meet again.
Thank you. The Court of Honor for Matthew, Layton, and Quinn, Nibert stands adjourned. Will Assistant Senior Patrol Leader Zach Layton come forward and close the ceremony? I hope you'll join us for refreshments as we go along.
Scott salute. Flag guard, charge village.
Good.